Listen up, folks. This is a very important interview for you if you have any interest at all in having a membership, summer membership at Golden Ocala Golf and Equestrian Club. I want to go outside and call in. Can I do that? It doesn't work that way. This is going to be good. Mike Cooney, Director of Golf, joins us on the program now. And during this conversation, we're going to have a question and an answer, something that Mike's going to say. You need to write down, listen, and make mental note. And this will be part of a drawing on Friday. Tom will ask this question again on Friday when we're at Gateway Bank and say, if you can tell us what Mike Cooney said.
What his answer was. You immediately text, email, whatever you do, call. Austin will take your name. There'll be 10 people only. And one of those 10 people will have that summer membership.
Well,
Austin will only be able to take your call during the breaks. So make sure you can email
text,
Tom at WOCA,
right.
Text number 507-5352, or you can call during the breaks on Friday. But then you'll go into a drawing. 10 people. That's all we're putting in the drawing.
All right, enough about all that. Let's talk to the man who's here to talk about golf. Mike Cooney, Director of Golf. Hi, Mike. How are you?
Great. Thank you for having me this afternoon, buddy.
Nice to have you on. And I've been wanting to chat with you. I know you taught my grandson a little bit about playing golf, and he always enjoyed his experience out there. And let's get it out on the table right now and get it over with one time. You went to Georgia Southern. Okay. All right. That's all right. Okay. All right. Good.
Proud graduate.
Like I said, you were able to overcome that, and Tom was not.
Yes, sir.
Just kidding. Congratulations to Georgia Southern's win over the Gators. Mike, you watched the Players' Championship. I know you're a golf fan in addition to being a teacher. What did you take away from that event? Because in the end, what's really kind of strange is the ratings. The overnight ratings in that were the lowest since 1998. It was a great golf tournament.
Yes, sir. I think a lot of people out there can learn a lot from Martin Keimer. Obviously, he was a world-class gentleman from the start of the tournament to the very end, getting together with the media and answering all the questions. But one of the interesting comments listening to Martin Keimer post-tournament with him talking about how he was so caught up. He was obviously number one in the world after he won the PGA Championship at Whistling Straits in Kohler, Wisconsin. And Martin really felt strongly that he needed to be a perfect player, really need to have the perfect golf swing and hit perfect shots, perfect putts. And coming away from the Players' Championship, his instructor mentioned to him quite a bit that he needed to start focusing on his attitude and just hitting quality shots, quality putts. And I was telling a few people the other day that the one thing that I gathered from Martin's instructor, he had Martin go out there with 5 golf balls, and they would play holes. Martin would hit 2 draws off the tee, 2 fades, and 1 straight shot. Same thing with the approach shots, 2 draws, 2 fades, and a straight shot. And then obviously his instructor had him saying, he had him on video and showing him his golf swing, and he said, there's nothing wrong with your golf swing. You know how to curve the ball right to left, left to right, and you know how to hit straight shots. You know how to hit it high and low. And the bottom line is that Martin just realized he just needed to go out and play after he's obviously hit millions of golf balls. And it's like Lee Trevino once said that he played his best golf. Lee Trevino played his best golf when he would take one look at the target and go ahead and hit the shot. And you look at guys like Fuzzy Zoe or Laney Watkins and the Trevinos of the day. We've sort of lost touch. A lot of these guys are robotic these days and not playing by feel, which I feel strongly that once you get to a certain level physically, the rest of it's attitude, and the guys are making the most putts for the week.
Sometimes too many swing thoughts.
Yes, sir.
Getting back to the point about Keimer, there's a lesson in that for all of us about expectations of our game. You know, we think we're supposed to be able to go out and today and shoot par golf or whatever. In reality, it always turns out to be different because I have a theory that golf is like life. You go out one day, you're hitting everything great, but you're short irons. You go out the next day, you're hitting short irons great, but you're not driving the ball as well. Because the next time, you're not putting the ball. There's some piece of that. Very rarely does everything work. And sometimes it's just how it is, right? Exactly. So you put your pressure, by putting pressure on yourself and your expectations, it makes it worse, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, one of the greatest golf instructors of all time, Peter Costas, obviously, he's doing a lot of commentating these days. He used to tell his students like Cal Kavecki and Ken Green and guys he used to work with that you got to be aware while you're out there, especially early in the round. You got to be aware of what you're doing wrong or right and be able to adjust while you're out there. So, I mean, he called it the 2 A's, but you got to be aware of what you're doing and be able to adjust while you're playing.
We're talking Mike Cooney, the director of golf from Golden Ocala Golf and Equestrian Club. Mike, on the other end of that spectrum, Keimer said in an interview he just turns his brain off and goes out and swings now.
Yes, sir.
And on the other end of that spectrum, the guy that finished second and was waiting in the clubhouse with the lead in the clubhouse till Keimer finished, I think he took about 38 minutes to make one putt, didn't he, Jim Furyk?
He did on the last
That's the
hole.
direct other end of the spectrum, a guy that's taken maybe way too long over golf balls.
Most definitely. I mean, if you look at guys again like Lanny Watkins, if you look at their pre-shot routine from the time your playing partners hit their shot and it's your turn to play, you look at Lanny Watkins and Trevino and Fuzzy Zeller, it's like 5 to 7 seconds from the time they put the club in their hands to the time they hit the shot. You look at guys like Nicholas and Norman, who probably spent 15 to 20 seconds over the ball, very deliberate players. Obviously, you got to do what's best for you, but in all fairness to your fellow tour players, I mean, the tour needs to continually crack down on this. I mean, it's gotten out of hand, especially the guys in the last groups on Sunday afternoon when TV's on, that they need to put the hammer down and, invoke the stroke penalty and it's not just a money issue, but give them a stroke or two penalty.
I tell you what, and this was commented around. I was standing at the 18th green as Jim Furyk came up and finished his round, and Sergio Garcia and them, who were in the next to last group, finished his round. And then they showed it on the big screen to the left. Martin Keimer and Jordan Spieth were just in the fairway on 16. They were a full 2.5 holes behind.
Yes, sir.
Now, Keimer, I know, played. He sped his play up. Did that hurt Jordan Spieth, the way he was deliberately playing and standing over his ball as a 20-year-old? Could that be directly related to pressure?
No question. I mean, for sure. I mean, if you watch even at the Masters, I believe it was on the 8th hole, the final day, somebody had made a comment, one of the commentators on the telecast mentioned that Jordan Spieth was taking an extra look or two over his putt. That's when he three-putted on number 8 in the final round, and the same thing in number 9. I mean, that's where he made 2 critical bogeys that probably cost him the championship.
You got one of the most beautiful layouts anywhere in Florida and part of the country in Golden Ocala, and I've seen it evolve over the years, and now what it's become is a real masterpiece. And one of the things people like about it, of course, is the conditioning, but they also like the signature holes.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to ask you a question here that I've always wondered. For you personally, being affectionate of golf and loving the game and whatever, having been to some of these places, what's your favorite signature hole, and where is it from?
I'd have to say number 12 at Augusta, which is our number 13 at Augusta, which is the par 5. That's a dogleg left, plays right about 455 yards. It's a hole that you got to start it down the right center of the fairway, and if you look at like Rays Creek, our 12th hole is very similar to it. It's my favorite just because it's a risk-reward hole, obviously, where you can make an eagle there, or you can obviously go for the green in 2 and make a bogey or double bogey. But
it's your 12, but it's Augusta's 13th. Is that what you're talking about?
Yes, sir. Correct.
Because that's a little confusing. Because 12 is a great hole, Augusta.
Exactly.
Now, par 3 is a great golf. Is a great golf hole. So 12 at 12 is Augusta's 13.
Correct. Yes,
okay.
Sir. Yes, sir.
Par 5. All right.
Rays Creek winds all the way down the left-hand side and wraps down and around in front and to the right side of the green.
How many tribute holes are there in total at Golden Ocala?
We have 8. We have 3 from Augusta National, which is 12, 13, and 16 from Augusta National, which are our 11th, 12th, and 6th holes. Again, the 12, 13, and 16 Augusta. We also have the road hole at St. Andrews and the number 1 hole at St. Andrews. We have Royal Troon, the postage stamp greens, par 3. It's about 118 yards downhill. And we also have number 9 at Muirfield in Scotland, which is a par 5. And then the last of the 8 holes is the number 4 at Baltusrol in New Jersey, par 3.
Church pews, is it?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So when people come back and play, and they're playing it for the first time, what is the most common comment about the signature holes?
Well, they're in awe of. They really feel like they're playing international golf in North Central Florida. It's at Golden Ocala. It's just a wonderful atmosphere. We have 20 holes. We have 18 regulation holes plus 2 practice holes with a 6-acre world-class short game area with three practice bunkers, 3 putting greens, and it's just a nice remote area over by the spa and fitness center and swimming pool. And the 2 practice holes are pretty special. The second of the 2 practice holes, I don't believe it was Ron Garl's intent, but number 2 of the practice holes looks a little bit like number 18 at Pebble Beach.
Got about a minute. Let's get this in real quick. You do teaching.
Yes, sir.
And for people who want to get in touch with you and, and are interested in being a part of the club, but also want to get your teaching expertise, what's the best way to contact you?
Actually, it's area code 352-671-3933.
Okay. And Mike Cooney, Director of Golf.